You're in Braves country.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. For Tyler, Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to Eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z, think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35. The great 44, or 755. And old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won Baseball World Championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. It's time to put it all aside and get set for what should be a great day on Braves Country Radio. We'll go through the lineups today as the game moves along. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the country club. Thank you to all the country club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. How are you? Good to see Adam Batman Westbury in the chat. Oswaldo Perez, Helion. King James Hagan, George Pearson. Velvet, good to see you. Go Ozzy. Buds. Who else do we see in here? I know I saw Jameson and I think Brian B.A. Baracus. Yep, there you are. Edward Spry. JDT. Offers. Gary the Real McCoy. Justin Green Machine. Gary, did you actually join the country club this time, or were you magically gifted? I see that pop back and forth on you. I think that's about it right now, but we're just getting set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Sundays are usually a slow start. I want to jump out of here real quick because we've got some clips I want you to hear from Schwellenbach and Snit. I'm going to fast forward through them as we go along because I don't have time to get the whole clip in. The whole clip is extremely long. So let's go ahead and play that when we come back here on Braves Country.
Yeah. I mean, just from the get-go and kind of the velocity was something else, but everything was it's a good day for him. He's feeling good.
Since he made his debut, just maturity for a guy that just turned 25 today.
Is that right? I didn't even know that. Yeah. Huh. No, you're right. And we've said it all last year, too, how he handled himself, maturity on the mound, how he can slow the game down. It's he's a special guy.
No walks again, too.
Yeah.
How rare is this for a guy? I mean, since he came up, he just pounced this.
No, I know. It's you look up there and you see the strike to ball percentage is crazy. And but the stuff today was tick up even for him, I think. I looked up there and he's throwing up hundreds and and not overexerting either. I mean, he just kind of staying with his delivery and that was the outcome.
It's nice to see multiple stars from your lineup just contribute on one.
No, it's great. Like I say, I'd been talking about it too much in here after games, so that was nice. That was and again, that's a tough ride right there that we were facing. So, that was good to see.
Michael's, I think 5-game hitting streak, something like that. Have you noticed anything approach-wise?
No. He's up there whacking.
When you see Riley start to get going, we've seen some streaks. I mean, are you just hoping these last few days?
I am. You know what? And then I look up there and I see the body of work, and it's not bad. I mean, it's pretty good actually. He's a young guy he's set that bar pretty high for himself, and we know what he can do. When he's one of those guys that can literally carry you when he gets on one of those stretches. That's pretty good too. When you hit a homer foul and then the next pitch is out but that's really encouraging to see, because I just, especially from my seat, because I just know what he could mean to our offense. When you get a guy like him or Marcel, Matt, those kind of guys, when they start hitting on all cylinders, I mean, it can be pretty good.
You know what this offense can do, but to see what this rotation has done, to have, I think it's a 2.89 ERA, and that's pretty
good. That's pretty special. And like I said, that allowed us to get through that rough or long 17-game stretch. I think one of them, it might have been Schwelly or AJ had a short start, but after that, they've allowed us to not just kill the bullpen. We got a little overtaxed the other day because we played 18 innings and lost our starter in the third inning. But overall, I've been very pleased with those guys and what they've done. And, we just need to compliment them like we did today. And we're capable of that. That's the thing. It's going to come. It's going to happen. We're going to get on our roll. We haven't done it yet, but we will.
When Acuna was working his way back, you were talking a lot about all
And I watch him in the outfield, and he does practice that, which, good for him. But, throwing a guy out like that, you feel good every day. It's his body's feeling great.
Speaking of defense, can you speak about Michael today?
I'm sorry?
Michael Harris, can you speak about his defense today?
No, he just keeps doing what he's doing. He's a highlight reel. I mean, every day you see him, I always tell him, it's like, well, I can watch this for 24 hours till we play another game. And I think I told you guys, I said the other while ago, how do you do that? And he said, I practice it. And I watch him in the outfield, and he does practice that, which, good for him. But, throwing a guy out the other day, and his defense has been unbelievable.
So how you describe a game like that? Did you have a little bit extra going with your birthday today?
Maybe, probably. But no, it felt good. My body felt really good. Just woke up on the right side of the bed, I guess, today.
When did you even notice that you were at you pump 100 a couple times there the first couple ones?
So I noticed in the first, when I try to get on one, I can usually get 98. But the ones that I'm just trying to hit a spot, today it was 99. I was like, oh boy. And then when I struck out batter in the first inning, I was going for it. I was going for 100, and I did it. And just, the innings afterwards, it was just I'm just doing the same thing as I usually do. I was just coming out a little bit better today.
You've always attacked the strike zone, but, for you to, have consecutive starts without a loss, when you look at it, do you understand kind of how rare it is for younger players? A lot of you guys struggle just with strike zone. Do you understand how how valuable the quality this is, but just how rare it is that you're so comfortable? Well, we had some.
So that was that. That's all we have time for. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, pitch by pitch, play by play of those Atlanta Braves. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Braves versus the Red Sox here on a Sunday afternoon. I know a lot of folks will be rushing home from church, so we'll welcome them more in when we see them appear. Expect a low-scoring ball game. It's Garrett Crochet. Well, if you're not familiar with him, he's one of the very best in the business. He's got an ERA just over 2 at 2.04. And what you'll see from him today is a four-seam fastball, a cutter, a sinker, sweeper, and a change. More on that when he gets to the mound. As far as Elder is concerned, as the Braves are wearing their home whites, Braves across the chest in red, tomahawk in red, numerals on the back in red, names in navy, navy ball cap, red bill, and the white A representing the city of Atlanta. He throws a 4-pitch mix of a slider at 40% and a sinker at 38%. So those are the two main pitches you're going to see at a total of 78%. He does have a four-seam and a change that he will mix in at about 22% total, and they're pretty even split. Red Sox are wearing their road grays with the city of Boston across the chest in red. Same with the numerals on the back. Navy blue ball cap and the red B representing the city of Boston. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We're going to see if we can bring that 3D in early. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If not, we'll have to. There we go. Looks like we got it. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing started as Jaron Duran is coming to the plate. First pitch on the way to Jaron Duran from Bryce Elder is just off the plate. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. The 1-0 Duran, righty-lefty matchup. Sinker misses off the edge. It's 2-0. Tony Randazzo is your home plate umpire today. The 2-0 pitch. Slider, hanging slider right there. Down the heart of the plate, 2-1. Randazzo behind the plate, Dambolino at first, Vondrak at second as that ball is popped up. It's going to go back into the stands just left of the third base dugout of the Boston Red Sox. It's 2-2. Down the third base line, you'll have Phil Cousy, and that's your umpiring crew for today. Randazzo, much like his counterparts in this series, does not rate very high. We'll see what we get from him today. That may work out into Elder's favor. We'll see how it goes. usually with the typically wide strike zone, the 2-2. Swing rips it over to second once again. Ozzie has it. It's a 4-3 put out. One down. Ozzie's been on top of Jaron Duran's at bats almost all series. Braves have been able to keep him simmered down so far. He raked on us in Boston. Hopefully that does not happen today. We're going to need a good pitching effort from Elder. We're going to need a good effort from the bullpen and the defense, and hopefully some of these batters can get into one or two and we can escape with the win. First pitch on the way is a pitch inside to Devers. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Misses high 2-0. Devers, 12 home runs on the year and a 920 OPS. 2-0, right there on the outer edge, 2-1. Nick Allen is back in the lineup. Looking at the defense. Brown the Hornets, Riley to Nick to Ozzie to Olsen. Smurf behind the plate. The 2-1 swing. That ball's ripped into the right center field gap. It's going to get up off the wall. It will stay in the park. Acuna will grab it. Fire it into second, and it's a one-out double for Devers. He drilled that pitch. That pitch was actually a little low, but it was kind of a cement mixer, and Devers was able to get down and get it. One on, nobody out, runner in scoring position. As Abreu, who's another dangerous bat with 13 home runs, stands in. First pitch on the way. Slider off the plate. It's 1-0. Verdugo gets the day off with the tough lefty on the mound. So you will have Eli White out there in left field. Acuna in right, Harris in center. The 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. 2-0 count, runner at first, one out. Braves nothing, Red Sox nothing. The 2-0, swing. Sinker off the edge, fouls it away, 2-1. Elder at 12 pitches so far. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, slices that, foul down the line, evens up the count 2-2. This is the rubber match of the series. Braves trying to win this series and move on to an off day tomorrow, and then we welcome in the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're so far down in the pile as far as the standings, I think you really just have to concentrate on winning series and let the rest take care of itself. The 2-2, foul back out of play, we'll do it again. We start making moves and getting closer, I'll start talking about the record and start talking about where we are in the standings. But right now, we just need wins. Scoreboard watch a little, but realistically, we just need to win our games and let the chips fall where they may. The 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Elder. 2 away. First strikeout on the day for Bryce Elder. His over-under out in the desert, I believe what I saw last was 4.5. Crochet was 7.5, I do know that. Runner at second. 2 outs. Elder trying to get out of this jam. It's not going to be easy with Abraham Toro, who has been scorching hot against the Braves this year. First pitch on the way is a slider outside wide. It's 1-0. Toro batting .296 on the year. 3 home runs, .833 OPS. The way he's hit against the Braves, you'd think he'd be an AL MVP candidate. The 1-0. Swing, slice, another base hit. Down into left field. Here comes the throw from Eli. He'll fire it into the infield. Devers slams on the brakes, and they've got runners on the corners and 2 outs. Abraham Toro continues his torrid pace. He was a guy that was not traditionally a first baseman. With the injury to Casas, and the reluctancy of Rafael Devers to try out playing first base, Abraham Toro ends up getting playing time, and he's taking advantage of it. Marcelo Mayer, the rookie, stands in, takes the first pitch. It's a slider down and in. It's 1-0. Might have been just inside the zone, but kind of a 50-50 call. The 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0. 2-0 count. Mayer with the 546 OPS, a 220 average, but he is known for hitting. It's one of the reasons he got called up so quickly through the minor league system. The 2-0 count. That slider's nowhere near the zone. 3-0. So Elder, they're big of a jam here. He's got a 3-0 count and runners on the corners. If you challenge Mayer here, he could be up to the challenge. He might pitch around him and just go on to the next man, but he would load the bases. The 3-0. Slider just off the edge. 3-1. So you see right there, they weren't wanting to just lay one in there to Mayer. They were willing to walk if that slider didn't hit. 3-1 count. Kicks and fires. Inside. Ball 4. So he'll head on down to first base. That'll load the bases with 2 outs. Big at bat coming here for the Boston Red Sox here in the top of the first inning. Last thing the Braves want to do is give Crochet an early lead. So Kranitz is going to come out there. That's a little earlier than you normally see it. Normally the Braves will let a guy with a little bit of experience like Elder twist in the wind for a while, but they know if they get down a big number to Crochet, it's going to be tough coming back unless something very odd happens. Kranitz goes back to the dugout. See if whatever he had to say helps out Elder. It'll be Trevor Story who hit a home run. Remember, he was early pitch seeking. We saw that yesterday. He hit a home run in Friday night's game. In yesterday's game, 2 times he swung at the first pitch. First pitch on the way. Fastball off the plate, sinker. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Ripped into center field, going back on the track, off the wall, misplayed by Harris. Eli will back it up. Here comes the throw into the infield, and the Boston Red Sox have bammed a 3-0 lead with Garrett Crochet on the mound. Not what the Braves wanted to see there. That was right down Main Street. He's very lucky. Well, I guess it doesn't realistically matter with getting 3 in. What's the difference between that and 4? But he's lucky that ball didn't leave the building. It hit the top of the wall. Harris misplayed it, but I don't know if that makes a difference. If he catches it right on the carom, it might have saved 1 run. But he was extremely close to the ball, and it shot off the wall. So 3-0 your score, but obviously a long way to go here. And maybe we get lucky and Crochet has a bad day. First pitch on the way is a changeup inside. It's 1-1. Christian Campbell, the batter. Rookie batting .227, 5 home runs, 16 RBI. The 1-1. Swing, chops it over to short. This should get us out of the inning. Nick Allen flips it to first, but not before the Red Sox jam 3 down our throat. Time to get some back. It's Acuna, Riley, and Ozuna coming to the plate.
Michigan, Ohio State feels like you're asking me to pick which one of your kids is my favorite, and I just can't, because I don't like any of your kids.
Camden Yards is where the Baltimore Orioles play their home games. The ballpark was actually built very close to where Babe Ruth was born. In fact, Ruth's father allegedly owned a pub exactly where center field is today.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
I decided that tonight I'm gonna skip out on Tuesday Night Football and take you on a date.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
We can go get sushi or something.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yay! Actually?
Yeah. I figured I'd put a break on football for a little bit, just because I feel like we watch it a lot.
It's a game where the emphasis during the course of it is put on a single individual. Fly ball goes out towards the left fielder, and he has this moment of what's going to happen. Fred Snodgrass, who was one of the great players for the Giants back in the old days, and I think it was in 1912 he missed a fly ball which lost the Giants the World Series. When he died, this enormously successful man at the age of 83 or something like that, you know, a banker in California, whatever, Fred Snodgrass dies, muffed fly ball in 1912. I mean, this, and despite all his success, despite his joys or grandchildren and so forth, there was this one stigma that was attached to him for the rest of his life. So it does indeed have to do with, you better catch that fly ball out in that field or you're marked forever.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. Swinging at a fastball down inside, bangs it foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. Just to clarify, I wasn't hating on Harris. I mean, he was being aggressive because the bases were loaded. He knew everybody was running. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Let's say there's nobody out or one out. He probably plays that a little less aggressively, gets it off the wall. Two still are going to score no matter what. The 1-2, high leg kick, down and in. 2-2. Garrett Crochet has one of the highest leg kicks in baseball. It's kind of a throwback. 2-2 count, swinging and a miss, strike three. Down on strikes, one away. If you do remember the game in Colorado where Bryce Elder gave up the 3-run home run in the first inning, he came back out and fired 5 shutty. So he can rebound as the first pitch on the way to Austin Riley's down and in. It's 1-0. And it's not going to be easy getting runs off of Crochet, but once you get to that Boston bullpen, it becomes a little more bearable. It's the 1-0 right there at the knees, 1-1. And you never know. He could have a bad game where he's off in an inning here or there. You just got to be able to take advantage. The 1-1, swing and a miss. It's not looking like it so far. 1-2, man. This kid's bringing gas. What if we can get this left-hander off the Red Sox for a Vaughn Grissom? The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. We'll give you Nacho Alvarez right now for him. No questions asked. The 2-2 count. Crochet fires a sweeper high, deep, banged down the right field line, but foul and out of play. Braves are off tomorrow. Then we have a 3-game set against the Diamondbacks. Might want to make a note of it. It's 7:15 on Tuesday, 7:15 on Wednesday. Then it's an early game. 12:15 start on Thursday, the getaway day. The 2-2. Chop foul, we'll do it again. Then we head to the left coast. One of 2 series we have left. Out west, we'll go to San Francisco's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Crochet. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 2 down. Ozuna to the plate. We go to San Francisco Friday night and Saturday afternoon at 4:05. Sunday at 4:05. Make our way back east, stopping off in Milwaukee for 3. It's the first pitch on the way to Ozuna as a 4-seam fastball down the pipe. It's 0-1. Then they'll have an off day on Thursday. June 12th before welcoming in the Rockies, the 0-1 and the Dirt 1-1. That Rockies series is a 3-game set before an off day, and then we host the New York Mets. 1-1 count, swing, hits it high and deep into right field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot. We're on the board, baby. Jack 'em and rack 'em. It's 3-1. Towering shot. His 10th home run of the year and 25th RBI. 397 happy feet later, 105 miles an hour off the bat. Ozuna did what you have to do against Crochet if you're a right-handed batter. First pitch on the way to Olsen is down and in, it's 1-0. He took the outside fastball and just went with it, didn't try to do too much with it, and shot it over the right field wall. If you try to pull that thing, you're going to pop it up. The 1-0, slice foul, 1-1. Olsen, believe it or not, is 2 for 7 lifetime against the tough lefty Crochet, and he does have a home run as well. 1-1 count, swing, chops it. Back to the mound, Crochet plenty of time, flips it over to first. He took a long time to do that. Olsen almost beat that out with the steady jog. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What are you putting on makeup? When you find the pumps to match your skirt. Get out in the gym and start warming up. Let's go.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Kevin Youkilis is known for having a very interesting batting stance. He's also known for working a lot of walks and having a great mindset at the plate. Over his 10-year career, he had 297 plate appearances that went to a 3-0 count, and every single time he didn't swing the bat. Francisco Liriano, in 2012 he signed a deal with the Pirates, but the contract was quickly voided. This is because he broke his arm trying to scare his kids on Christmas, but the deal went through a few months later.
Armchair.
John McGraw's New York Giants had never really recovered from the Merkle boner, the base-running error that cost them the pennant in 1908. Though they remained a perennial National League power with superb pitchers like Christy Mathewson and Rube Marquard, and won the pennant in 1911, they couldn't seem to win a World Series. Then, in 1912, after dominating the league throughout the season, they faced one of the greatest of all Boston Red Sox teams in the World Series. The Red Sox had won 105 games, an American League record, and their intimidating lineup included Harry Hooper, Tris Speaker, and a dazzling fastball pitcher named Smokey Joe Wood.
Smokey Joe Wood was a pitcher who, though not remembered nearly as well as Walter Johnson, was at his peak his equal, and such that in the 1912 season they both had these extraordinary streaks of winning 16 consecutive games. When he was at his prime, it was Walter Johnson who said of him, "There's no man alive throws as hard as Smokey Joe Wood."
Bryce Elder goes back to work. His 28th pitch of the afternoon to start the second inning off is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Braves with an off day tomorrow. He might get the quick hook if he doesn't straighten it up. 1-0. Slider at the knees, not getting the call. 2-0. Ndazzo pinching the strike zone so far. The 2-0 right there, 2-1. What we've seen before from Randazzo is he's not consistent. You'll see that now, and then later in the game, all of a sudden the zone will expand. 2-1 pitch, swung on, foul back, 2-2. 2-2 count. Braves trail by 2. That's a big home run by Ozuna to get the Braves back into this. You let someone like Crochet cruise along with zeros on the board, it could be a really long day. The 2-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Backwards K on the outer edge. One away. His second strikeout of the day. That was painting the corner right there. That sinker came back in on the inner cut. Kind of reminds you of almost Greg Maddux-esque, except he normally did that to the left-handers. First pitch on the way, misses the zone. Raphael, it's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Number 9 hitter Raphael, so due up is Jaron Duran. 1-1. Swing, rips it back up the middle. Bounces off the mound, luckily into the glove of Ozzie. He'll flip it to first, and that's a relatively easy 4-3 putout. That could have been a circus. That ball had made contact with Elder. That's the last thing we need is lose another starting pitcher. B, that thing could have shot anywhere. Elder had his dancing shoes on that one. He was able to get the heck out of the inning. First pitch on the way is a strike to Duran. It's 0-1. Averaging, I don't know what you're talking about, averaging 10 pitches an inning. Is the 0-1, swung on, pops it up. Can of corn. Nick Allen's got it, and it's a quick second inning, which Elder needed. If you're talking about starting pitchers averaging 10 pitches an inning, that's remarkably low. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Can I have the keys?
No! You're out of my will! You're out of my will! That's right, we'll see who croaks first!
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Herman Long was a shortstop who played at the turn of the 20th century who set a record in 1889. The record he set was the most errors in a single season with 122, which he accomplished in just 136 games. For reference, the most errors by a player in 2021 was only 24.
LeBron James playing at the level he's playing this year already. I mean, it is unbelievable.
I gotta remember to record this, man.
Yeah, you're not editing nothing. You don't got that talent right now.
Armchair.
The 1912 World Series was a fiercely fought contest, on and off the field. Fans followed the action by telegraph and on scoreboards mounted in saloons and city squares all across the country.
When I was 13 years old, I got a job posting scores in an old-fashioned corner saloon at 85th Street and 1st Avenue. At World Series time, a complete play-by-play came over the ticker, and the management had me stand on a platform and read the tape in a loud voice. This was 1912, remember? The Giants and the Red Sox. And the saloon was jammed to overflowing with hundreds inside and out, eagerly following each game's progress.
No individual, whether player, manager, owner, critic, or spectator, who went through the 1912 World Series will ever forget it. There never was another like it. From the lofty perch of the bleacherite, it was a series crammed with thrills and gulps, cheers and gasps, dejection and wild exultation, recrimination and adoration, excuse and condemnation. Spalding Guide.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Thankfully, he missed that. He's going to pop that sucker up. It's the 0-1. This is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Inside. Did that not get him? Man, that was close. It looked like it skipped his shirt. He didn't make any kind of movement like he was hit. Man, you got to take that one, Ozzie. 1-2, swing and a miss. You're outmatched, buddy. You're not getting these hits. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Looked like it hit the inside of his shirt. Just scraping it. You got to grab that base. He must not have felt it, which is strange because he doesn't wear a super baggy shirt. Now, I'm telling you right now, if I'm some of these players, I wear an extremely baggy shirt. First pitch on the way is a cutter, banged off the plate, it's 0-1. I'm going to have like a moo-moo up there trying to get hit by a pitch coming by me. 0-1 count. Go up there in a circus tent. Pitch on the way. Down and in. 1-1. If you use some bum on the hill, no, I'm not going to worry about it. You have Garrett Crochet on the hill, man. I'm telling you. Not only is it going to be a big shirt, it's going to be inflated. 1-1. Smurf with good numbers versus Crochet. Down and in. Did not go around. 2-1. I believe the number I saw was 2 for 3 with the home run. 2-1 to Smurf. Braves trail it by 2. Bottom 2, long way to go. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cutter up top. 2-2. You'd love to see Smurf get into one here. And cut that lead to 1. Really put a pep in your step. The 2-2. Swing. Just a bit late on that one. Fouls it back. 97 off the edge. So once again, we'll go to a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cutter got him, down and in, 2 away. Two down, and that'll bring the Book of Eli to the plate. Eli White batting just in front of Harris today. The first pitch swinging, dribbled up the middle. Story's got it, fires it to first. Bit of a low throw, but Toro was able to scoop it out. 1 pitch, 1 out, and we head to the second. That's not what you want from Eli. You got to eat some pitches, Eli. Come on, man. Let's get this guy out of here. We'll be back in a flash.
Well, here's what I think you should do. You should write letters to all of the people in your life who have wronged you, but who you don't want to have in your life anymore, and then throw them in the fire and burn them. Okay, but what do I do with the letter?
What would you say is your #1 holiday film that you have to watch every year?
My favorite holiday film, you know what? It's got to be Elf. Because once again, Jon Favreau, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and Will Ferrell just knocking it out the park.
Could have said your own movie.
Do I have a Christmas movie? Which one is mine? Oh, The Holiday! Obviously The Holiday. Nancy Myers, genius. Let's do this.
We're baseball players. I'm gonna buy a brand new wood bat, take 1 swing, and it's gonna snap.
We're baseball players. I spend more time warming up than I actually do playing catch.
We're baseball players. We're all addicted to caffeine.
We're baseball players. I'm gonna overthrow you in catch play and say, that's my bad. But in reality, don't care.
We're baseball players. We wear Oakleys everywhere we go because how are you gonna know I'm raw at baseball? We're baseball players. I'm gonna go down looking on 3 pitches, and when the dugout asks how the pitcher was, I'm gonna say he sucks. We're baseball players. I'm gonna bring a fresh bag of seeds to the game, and they're gonna be gone by the end.
We're baseball players. We're gonna reference the movie Benchwarmers anytime we get a chance.
What are you doing? Eating day-old donuts. My friend Terrence, he's the manager. He leaves them out back for me. Why? It's called eating your feelings, ass bag. Mom's gonna walk into the bus till I'm 40, all right?
If you ever want to break into Randy Johnson's house, you might want to think again. When being interviewed about gun violence in 1995, Johnson was quoted as saying, "I don't own a gun, but I keep a bag of baseballs near our bed. If someone breaks in, they better be wearing a batting helmet because I'm going to throw at their head."
For over half a century, I've had to live with the fact that I dropped a ball in a World Series. Oh, yes, you're the guy that dropped that fly ball, aren't you? For years and years, whenever I'd be introduced to somebody, they'd start saying something and then stop, you know. Afraid of hurting my feelings.
John McGraw felt so bad for his center fielder that he raised Snodgrass's salary $1,000.
First pitch on the way from Elder to Devers. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Devers, Abreu, and Toro to start the inning. Slider misses down and in, 1-1. So after a long first inning, Elder, very economical in the second. He just threw his 40th pitch here in the third. 1-1, foul back 1-2. He could use one more of those if he's going to get any kind of length in this game. Still a touch ahead of where he wants to be at 40 pitches with no outs. 1-2, swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. One-two count. Kicks and fires. Outside wide. 2-2. The 2-2. Tried to get him to chase that sinker off the edge. Full count. Payoff pitch from Elder. High and out of the zone, ball 4. So he loses Devers after getting ahead in the count 1-2. Walks him. And trouble brewing here in the top of the third. First pitch on the way to Abreu is swatted high in the air, but I think he got just underneath it. Drifting over, making the catch is Acuna for a long, high Major League pop fly, out number 1. Man, he just got underneath that one. That'll bring Abraham Toro to the plate. Toro, first pitch on the way. Inside, it's 1-0. Abraham Toro, 1-for-1, continues to rake against Atlanta pitching. Righty-lefty matchup, double play in order, the 1-1. Cutter down and in. Excuse me, the 1-0, cutter down and in, 2-0. 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Slider hanging there just above the belt. It's 2-1. Swing, rips it. Leaping catch by Ozzie Albies. Stealing what would have easily been a base hit, maybe even more. Leaping grab, cutting it off. It was heading towards the gap. Acuna probably cuts it off, but a great play by the Wiz.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
First pitch on the way is a check swing strike to Marcelo Mayer. It's 0-1. He walked his last time up before Trevor Story drove them all home on a bases clearing double by Trevor Story that just missed pay dirt. Pitch off the plate, 1-1. One count. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. The 1-2. Comes set. Inside. 2-2. The 2-2 from Elder. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third of the day, and he gets out of it. We will head to the bottom of the third inning, grab the sticks, try to cut into this 2-run deficit.
This a message to everybody who lives in my head rent-free. I'm gonna need some rent. I know it's hard out here for everybody, but I am gonna need that rent plus a $500 deposit. I know, but I'm gonna need that ASAP, like by the 1st, or you got to kick rocks. But as you know, it's very spacious, you know what I'm saying? No pet fee, and I'm gonna have somebody come and look at all those loose screws.
What can I say? I guess you're on to me. You said you'd take a bullet for me. You'd never take a bullet for me. Probably not. No one ever takes a bullet. It's just something people say that they don't mean, like, how was your day? Or, we'll stop if it hurts.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. When the Dodgers beat the Giants in the 2021 NLDS, it was Max Scherzer who closed out the game. Because the score was 2-1, Scherzer was credited with a save. It was the very first save of Scherzer's 16-year-long professional career. In 1980, the legendary Willie Mays was actually banned from baseball. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn learned that Mays had taken a job at a casino and was concerned that he would gamble, even though he only worked there as a greeter. The ban didn't last long and was reversed 5 years later in 1985.
If you have to pick up something heavy, don't ask for any help. Throw your back out. Be a man.
In 1912, Boston fans had both a championship and a bright new ballpark to boast about. It was there they had beaten the New York Giants, and fans were convinced it had brought them good luck. Built in a marshy area called the Fens, the park's most prominent features included a badly sloping left field that was called Duffy's Cliff because Red Sox left fielder Duffy Lewis had learned to play it so well. The left field wall was just 320 feet from home plate and was very friendly to right-handed hitters and very damaging to the windows of store owners across the street.
Hey, besties.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is a four-seam fastball right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Garrett Crochet just 30 pitches into the day, so he's doing very well on that mark. The 0-1. Sinker down and away, 1-1. Michael Harris 3 for 4 yesterday. If it wasn't for an incredible stabbing backhanded stop by Christian Campbell, he would have been 4 for 4. The 1-1 swing lifted into center field. Fly ball, but not very deep. Drifting back, making the catch. Backpedaling. Rafaela for out number 1. One down. That'll bring Nick Allen to the plate. Nick Allen is 1 for 2 against Crochet. Lefty-righty matchup. Crochet comes set. High leg kick, fires a 97-mile-an-hour fastball inside. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Whoa, hey, high. Did he go around? He did not. 2-0. I think I failed to mention it earlier, but nobody had seen Bryce Elder before today in the Boston Red Sox lineup. They have now. 2-0. Swing pops it up. High back out of play. 2-1. Infield back and to the left. The 2-1. Four-seam fastball right there, 2-2. Standing on deck is Ronald Acuna Jr. Braves trail by 2, bottom 3. The 2-2 just misses downstairs. He hasn't been really giving that low pitch to either pitcher. So a full count. You'd love to see him get on base. He did. Ball 4. Down and in. Tried to go to the well once again. He did not get on. Did not get him. And Nick Allen gets on. And we'll go ahead and play the new tune for, it's kind of for all the light hitting guys, but we'll go ahead and play it even though it's a walk.
Hitting? Not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
First pitch on the way to Acuna is roasted up the middle. Bobbled by Campbell. He's able to recover in time and tag the bag. I'm telling you right there, Nick Allen should have ran through that. Nick Allen, he was never going to beat him back to the bag. But if he runs through that bag or plants his foot and hopes he can stay on, he's going to be safe. If he runs through the bag, then he's just going to cause them to do more to chase him down. Acuna could have trailed behind and grabbed second. You don't see many guys do that, but I think it would work more than they realize. The 1-0 to Riley, he swung on and fouled back because he's over there sliding basically right into the ball where he bobbled it. One. Lefty righty pitch, fisted, pops it up down the right field line, giving chase. That ball's going to get eyes. That ball's going to fall down, and it's going to be a seeing eye single. Acuna goes all the way to third, and your Atlanta Braves got something going here.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Kind of sawed off the middle of the bat. They had Riley played so far back, everybody had a long way to go, including the second baseman, Campbell, playing him to pull, and the ball was near the right field line. Wong's going to have a quick chat with Crochet out there, because now Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate. He homered his first time up. But a base hit here would be huge just to cut this lead to 1. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The Acuna doppelganger is in the crowd. I love seeing that guy in the crowd, man. Cracks me up. Dresses full on Acuna. He even has the beard kicking. First pitch on the way to I think I said Acuna, I meant Ozuna. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Marcell, the solo shot his first time up. Just took a fastball on the outer edge and drove it over the right field wall. The 0-1 swing, fisted back foul. It's 0-2. Crochet up to 44 pitches. So he's still in pretty good shape here. Ozuna trying to find any way to get Acuna home from third. Wild pitch, a blooper, anything. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Came right in his kitchen. He could not catch up. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves put a couple of runners on, but can't get them home. It's 3-1 Boston, and we return.
Hey, besties. I'm going on a little trip to Rock Bottom. Does anybody want anything?
Why are you crying?
I was on your computer and I found a file that says My Documents.
Oh my God.
And I don't understand why it doesn't say Our Documents.
Are you serious?
Come on.
Get out of here.
Why is it not us?
Oh my God.
She left me. She left me, Dad.
I'm sorry.
After all we've been through.
I don't know what...
I trusted her.
I know, buddy.
And she left me.
I know, but...
This hurts so bad.
I know.
And it's like she doesn't even care.
Listen, Amy is only...
Amy?
Yeah, Amy. Who are you talking about?
My Uber driver. This heifer left talking about I'm taking too long. I said, bitch, I'm on my...
You know, I just want it to be said that you can go your whole life without doing drugs, drinking, gambling, swearing, just live the best life you could, and then, wind up in hell for judging those that did.
Branch Rickey graduated from Ohio Wesleyan University, struggled as a catcher for a few years in the major leagues, got a law degree but failed to drum up any clients, gratefully returned to baseball, working for the St. Louis Browns, one of the poorest teams in the majors. He moved up quickly within the organization, scout, club secretary, and in 1913, manager. Rickey was a genius at making do with less. He approached his job scientifically, introducing unusual calisthenics, batting cages, and sliding pits.
No ball player can learn to steal bases by practicing sliding into sand pits. I wouldn't ask a veteran to slide into a pit. I don't think much of this theory stuff. Miller Huggins.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Bryce Elder as we begin the top of the fourth inning. He's outside wide. It's 1-0, the 1-0. up top for a strike. Righty-righty matchup. Trevor Story, who belted a 3 RBI double his first time up. Takes the 1-1 off the edge. 2-1. 2-1 count. Sinker down and in. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Nowhere near the zone. He didn't want any part of Trevor Story after getting smoked the last at bat. Elder at 59 pitches. Pretty high to start the 4th. He's going to have to do some work if he's going to get through 5, let alone 6. Christian Campbell, the batter. Double play depth on the defense. First pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up high and deep into right field, drifting back. Right before the warning track, Ronald Acuna Jr. makes the catch with his baby blue glove. 1 away. Braves will have the day off tomorrow and then welcome in Arizona for a 3-game set. Should be Spencer Strider Day on Tuesday. Everybody's going to get an extra day off. First pitch on the way, swung on, chopped over towards second, flipped, to short, flipped to second. That ball will be relayed to first. It's a 6-4-3 attempt at a double play, but Campbell just beat that out. Or Raffaella, that was Raffaella. Very good speed. Raffaella coming to the plate, that was long. They keep replaying it, but he did not get him. He crossed the bag by, we'll call it a half step or so. First pitch on the way to Raffaella as I clean that up. It swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 92 up top, 1-1. 1-1 count. Raffaella 0 for 1 on the day, batting .238 with 3 home runs and 20 RBI. Braves infield is back out of the double play depth with 2 down. The 1-1 swatted into left field, and it's a 2-out single, and the Red Sox have something cooking here. First and second, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Remember, one of the biggest bugaboos with the Red Sox this whole season is they have not been giving run support to Garrett Crochet, but they've given it to him today. Jaron Duran will be the batter. He grounded out to second his first time up. See if we can get him to do that again. He grounded out to second 3 times yesterday. First pitch, sinker up top, hit the zone. Bad call by home plate umpire Randazzo. He's pinching it for sure. It's 1-0. You just like to see the pinching on both sides. If he's going to make it very difficult for Elder, we'd like to see it both ways. The 1-0 swung on, chops it over to first this time. Ozzie gets to take a break on that one, and Olsen steps on the bag. That'll end the inning. You wonder if Ozzie may say something to Olsen on the way back into the dugout. We'll be back in a flash, trailing by 2. The heart of the order, Olsen, we'll see next.
There are some girls that can manage time and some girls that can manage money. I'm neither of those girls because I'm going to be late and broke.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Where's the scissors? I gotta give this thing some flavor. What are you doing?
Crew necks are for squares and Mormons.
Oh, cute. Should we do mine? I don't know. If you have no car, why open the garage?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Hall of Famer Jim Palmer is arguably the best Orioles pitcher ever. He had the most wins in the 70s and was remarkably good at limiting homers. Over his 19-year career in the league, Palmer never gave up a grand slam or allowed back-to-back home runs. The legendary Derek Jeter holds a pretty impressive record. He's played the most games at one defensive position without ever playing another, with 2,674 games at shortstop.
There's something in its intimacy, there's something in that incredible greenness, there's something in the peculiarity of the way that the outfield wall follows its meandering path from right to left. There's something about the way that it fits so tightly and neatly into the city, not surrounded by endless acres of ballparks. And there's something about the fact that it has been the site of so much baseball sorrow, has gone down there, that you can compare it to a Civil War battlefield. It is a vale of tears.
First pitch to Matt Olson is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at the fastball, high and inside. 0-2. Matt Olson, 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. The 0-2. Kicks and fires. Just misses. 1-2. Crochet was walking off the mound. That one you can almost make an argument for. But Randazzo's missed some that are right in the zone. 1-2, down and in, 2-2. Biggest difference between him and Kuzi and Vondrick that we've seen is he pinches the strike zone, whereas the other two expanded extremely wide. The 2-2 pitch, inside, 3-2. So a full count now to Matt Olson, looking to get on any way he can. Infield back and to the right. The payoff pitch from Crochet, lefty, kicks and fires, swing, fouls it back. 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer corner up top. They were shooting for the inside. Once again, the payoff pitch from Crochet. They set up outside. Swing. That ball's lifted into left field. Diving attempt. It's going to get under the glove of the left fielder, Duran. He's going to have to jump up and hustle and get it into the infield. And it's a leadoff double. An excuse me double. We'll take it. Seeing eye double by Mr. Matt Olson.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
Ice House.
Smooth as it gets.
Good attempt by Duran. Try to make that play. I think he's thinking, well, it's Olson. He's not going to run that fast if I miss it. But if he holds it up, if he gets in front of it and lets it just go down in front of him, he's probably going to hold Olson to a single. First pitch to Ozzie Albies is up top, called for a strike. It's 0-1. Not sure about that one. The 0-1 swing, slices it in right field. That's down for a base hit. Into right field. They're going to hold the runner. And here comes the throw in. Ozzie Albies with the base hit. A good base knock, just took it to the other side.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
94-mile-an-hour sinker on the outer edge. And Ozzie just shot it to right. Good job of batting there by Ozzie. You love to see that approach from him. As Ozzie's tightening up, he's got two gloves on. He's like, man, I don't want one of those finger situations that old Fairchild had. First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy's a swing and a miss down by his shoe tops. It's 0-1. The infield is in double play depth, so they'll give up the run if they can get the double play. Runners on the corners, nobody out. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. One thing Smurf cannot do here, we have got to get a fly ball, something to get that run home. Eli White stands on deck. The infield's extremely back, by the way. They're barely double play depth, but that's because of Smurf's Slow speed, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1, 2, 3 goes down on strikes. Same pitch every single time. One away. That just felt like a spot there he was going to deliver in. That last swing, I think he was second guessing himself. It was kind of a hesitated, I call them chop swings, where they kind of have a hitch in their giddy up and then they swing anyways. Eli White comes to the plate. He's got good speed. It's going to be hard to double him up. First pitch on the way, swung on, chop foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. You've got to get a run here in this situation against Crochet. Even if you want to push a bunt down the first base line, I'm all for that too. They're giving you that run down there. The 0-1, swing, swats it back foul, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, it's 0-2. So now Crochet, he's going to be looking to strike out Eli here. Might try to go up in his kitchen. He's got that 97-plus fastball that he can rear back to. The 0-2, down and in. Ozzie goes. He steals second base. The ball comes out of the glove of the second baseman, Campbell, and Ozzie books it on down, so that prevents any kind of a double play. He didn't even get a very good jump, to be honest with you. A good throw gets him. It was a late jump by Ozzie, but he got in there anyways. I think the ball might have actually hit Ozzie. The 1-2, swing, fists it into shallow right field. Making the backhanded grab is Campbell, and that's going to prevent the run from scoring. So everybody stays put, and it's 3-1. Don't know why they took the runner off the base on third on the television prompter, but Olsen is still there. So now you got runners on second and third and 2 outs, but the key thing is there's 2 outs, and Michael Harris, lefty-lefty matchup, this won't be easy. First pitch on the way, 94, paints the black on the outer edge, it's 0-1. A good hard single here would plate 2 and tie the game. The 0-1 in the dirt. Bounces in front of Wong, but no way to advance the runner there, even when someone with speed's not coming down that chute. 1-1 count. Braves trail by 2, but the tying run stands at second. Go ahead at the plate. 1-1 to Michael. Chases a sweeper out of the area code into the right-handed batter's box. It's 1-2. Man, if you're Crochet, I'd throw that thing again. 1-2 count. Set up outside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Instead, he put a sweeper right down the middle. Couldn't hit it. We'll be back in a flash. Smurf, Eli, and Michael all spit the bit with runners and no outs.
Question for ladies. Who do you talk to when you're not okay?
Myself. That's probably why I'm not okay.
Mike Mussina is a Hall of Famer. On top of being an elite player, he was also very intelligent. He graduated from Stanford with a degree in economics and was almost the valedictorian of his high school. According to some reports, Mussina lowered his grades a little in order to avoid giving a commencement speech.
Look, you gotta get it through your head. It's not coming back to you.
What?
Because you slept with someone else!
Yeah, like a month ago. God!
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get up.
That's not how a field sobriety test works, sir. There is no greater optimist in baseball than President Charles Hercules Ebbets of the Brooklyn Club. For 30 years, he's been in baseball, and all that time he has had confidence in the Brooklyn fan. Through many seasons of losses and disappointments, he has carried the Trolley Dodgers, losing money year after year when those about him lost faith in the game as a paying proposition. But the confidence of Mr. Ebbets has never been shaken. He believed years ago, as he does today, that Brooklyn is a major league city and that it would support a good team. New York Times.
Welcome back. First pitch popped up. Can of corn in between third and home. Riley's got it in foul territory, one away. Big first out there. Start the inning as Devers is retired. That'll bring Willie Abreu to the plate. Braves trail by 2. Had a golden opportunity. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball up top. It's 1-0. Yeah, Nathaniel Drake getting the day off today, mainly because of the tough left-hander on the mound. They don't want Drake. They don't want to shoot him into a slump. Facing Derek Crochet. 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. 2-0 count. Elder kicks and fires. Swing, fists it back foul. 2-1. Main reason why Harris still gets those at bats against the tough left-handers, they want his glove in the game. I mean, that's plain and simple. No one plays center field like Michael Harris. The 2-1 pitch misses high. 3-1. In theory, what they could have done if they wanted Michael to get a breather against a tough left-handed pitcher, it's a 3-1 swing and a miss. 3-2. They called up Jose Azocar, who's a right-handed batter, typically plays corner outfield. So you could have put Eli in center and Jose in left. And then when they change pitchers, bring Michael in. The payoff pitch up top, caught looking, strike 3. It's one of the first times he's really expanded the zone for Elder. 2 away. Two down. Let's go ahead and hit the out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Rangers lead the Cardinals 2-1. They're in the 6th. Orioles and White Sox 2-0 in the 4th as the first pitch is a sinker to Toro. 1-0. Orioles 2-0 over the White Sox. The Phillies lead the Brewers 2-0. Ranger Suarez on the bump today for Philly. They're in the 4th. 1-0 misses inside. 2-0. A's 1, Jays nothing. They're in the 4th. The 2-0 from Elder. Up top for a strike. Slider 2-1. Rockies trail the Mets 3-1. They're in the 4th. I don't have much hope in that game. Not only is Clay Holmes on the mound for the Mets, but the guy on the mound for the Rockies has an 8 ERA. The 2-1 is banged on the ground over to second. Ozzy's got it, and he'll flip it over to first. And that'll end the inning. So Bryce is keeping us in the argument. When we return, Allen in the top of the order return.
This guy asked me on a date, and then he never got back to me. It's been a day.
He moved on, probably with someone better, if I had to take a guess. Yeah, sorry, that sounds pretty good. You're probably just out with the old in with the new.
Are you serious?
Probably prettier than you too.
Oh my god.
You look like a giant turd right now.
Michael Conforto's mother is an Olympic gold medalist. Tracy Ruiz Conforto was a synchronized swimmer in the 80s and won 2 gold medals in the Olympics along with a silver medal. Tracy was inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame in 1993, the same year that Michael Conforto was born.
If you were a bird, where would you fly? I'd fly to my favorite place, the DMV. We haven't heard a peep out of you.
If I was a bird, I'd fly into a ceiling fan.
Over the years, Brooklyn would be represented by many teams with many names. The Atlantics and Excelsiors, the Bridegrooms, Bushwicks and Superbas, the Tip-Tops, after the baker of Tip-Top bread who owned them for a time, the Robins, after their manager Wilbert Robinson, the Trolley Dodgers, and finally, just the Dodger.
The story of the Brooklyn Dodgers is the story of one of the 5 boroughs in New York. Brooklyn was an independent city to itself until 1898. It was one of the great cities. It was a city with a population bigger than Chicago. But because of the subway, because of the bridges, because of the water and electric facilities, the state forced Brooklyn into the city of New York in 1898. And Brooklyn didn't want to be in the city of New York. New York had the tall buildings and this, that, and the other, and the railroad stations and Broadway. Brooklyn was just, well, they call it the bedroom of New York. But the one thing that they had in Brooklyn was a baseball club called the Dodgers. And the whole borough of Brooklyn centered its love and attention on the Dodgers and used the Dodgers against the tall buildings of Manhattan.
Nick Allen's going to lead us off here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Garrett Crochet still on the bump. First pitch on the way is off the plate for ball. It's 1-0. Braves have done a decent job getting that pitch count up. He's up to 65 pitches. Is the 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch goes high, 2-1. The 2-1. Inside, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Infield back into the left. Pitch on the way. Outside wide, ball 4. And little Nicky works his way aboard again with his second walk of the day. How about that? He gets it going. Ronald Acuna Jr., the batter. First pitch misses high. It's 1-0. 1-0. Brings it way outside wide, 2-0. So Crochet, who has thrown 72 pitches, maybe he's wearing down a little bit here in the, wouldn't really call it Atlanta heat, but hotter than what he's used to up in Boston right now. The 2-0, he set up inside. Swing! That ball's fouled back. 2-1. Good, pretty swing by Acuna, just couldn't connect. Two-one count. Cutter bangs it deep down the right field line, but foul. Braves trail 3-1, bottom 5. Crochet, man, if you could just make this a long inning for him, they may go get him. That would be a victory in itself. Crochet's going to step off the bump for a second, wiping the sweat from his eyes. I'm telling you, he's not used to this kind of humidity being in Chicago and now Boston. The 2-2, swing, chops it over towards third. It's going to be a tough play. They're going to attempt the double play. They do get the lead runner, but Campbell has no chance to turn it. He'll hold on to it. One down. So we'll trade runners from Allen to Acuna. Both with good speed, so not a huge trade-off there. Red Sox were looking to see if they wanted to challenge whether or not that was runner interference, but there's no way. He slid and stayed right there on the bag. Austin Riley, the batter. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch to the rake is off the plate. Wide. It's 1-0. You'd love to get a run here, but what you'd also love to do is run that pitch count up through the roof. The 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. It's going with two four-seam fastballs that are well off the edge. Connor Wong's going to go out there and talk to him real quick, the hind catcher for the Red Sox. Cunha at first, Riley at the plate, Ozuna on deck, and Matt Olson in the hole. Braves had a golden opportunity last inning, failed to score. Runners on the corners and nobody out. See if they can come through here. The one lone run is the solo shot by Marcell Ozuna. The 2-0, swing, chops it foul, cutter down and in, 2-1. That was a perfect pitch by Crochet. Thankfully, Riley banged it foul. The 2-1, down and in, 3-1. They're trying to go with that get the double play with that cutter inside. Really a pitch Riley should lay off at with a 2-0 count. The best case scenario you're going to get out of that is making contact weakly into a force out. The 3-1, fouls it back. Full count now. So a full count to Riley. You wonder if they may send Acuna. Try to stay out of the double play. Ozuna on deck. The payoff pitch. Swing. Lifts it. Pop fly. Lazy fly ball into right field. Easy catch by Abreu. 2 down. So 2 down. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Ozuna already with the home run. First pitch, swing, fists it into right field. They're going to have to run real hard to get to that one. That ball's going to get down. That ball's going to get down. Acuna is going to be held up at third, but we've got runners on the corners with 2 outs. That was another seeing eye single down the right field line. Seen a couple of those today. He throws such a hard fastball. If he saws you off on the hands, the way they have the defense position with the outfield playing very well back in the second baseman who's playing to pull, he really doesn't have much of a shot to get that. Matt Olson will come to the plate. Runners on the corners, 2 out. First pitch on the way. High and inside, it's 1-0. Standing on deck is Ozzy. In the hole is Smurf. Ozuna at third. Ozuna at first. Acuna at third. But the game right now is at the plate. The 1-0. 96 inside, called for a wide strike. It's 1-1. That's what I was referring to about Randazzo. He will pinch and pinch, and then you get in the middle of the game, because I have this in my notes from earlier. He starts expanding the zone all of a sudden. The 1-1, inside 2-1. And you already don't like it when an umpire doesn't call the zone, but you really hate it when they're not consistent on when they call the zone. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, chased one well out of the zone there. 2-2. So deuce is wild, 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Braves trail by 2, but one swing would change this game in a hurry. Matt Olson could take the lead with one belt over the wall. The wind is blowing out to left field at about 10 miles an hour. The 2-2, high and inside, 3-2. Though he doesn't have much speed, Ozuna now will be off and going with the pitch. It'll get him a bit of a head start if something were to get down into the gap. You never know. Payoff pitch. Swing, rips it over to second. That's going to be an easy chopper, 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten once again. They do run the pitch count up a bit on Crochet, but cannot score. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So explain to me why I found naked pictures of other women on the computer.
Because you're nosy?
At Fenway Park, there is a lone red seat in the right field bleachers. The seat signifies the longest home run ever hit in the ballpark. The home run was hit by Ted Williams in 1946 and was officially measured at 502 feet.
No,
I'm good.
Stop talking. You're rambling.
I'm sorry.
Okay, just get to the point.
No, I'm gonna. I'm just saying I wasn't selling that kid drugs, dude. That's messed up.
Then what were you doing?
Dude, I wasn't even selling them drugs. I was buying it from him. That's support an entrepreneur. That's not bad. All right, I would not sell drugs to a kid, but I'll buy a kid's drug. That's taking drugs from the kids. I'm taking drugs out of the kids' hands and giving them supporting an entrepreneur, dude.
You're talking about like it's a lemonade stand.
No, that's what I said. I was like, dude, you should be slick selling lemonade too. You get the dry mouth, then you come back for the lemonade, you're doubling up.
I've made more money than I ever expected to, but I'm putting all of it, and more too, into the new plant for the Brooklyn fans. Of course, it's one thing to have a fine ball club and win a pennant, but to my mind, there's something more important than that about a ball club. I believe the fans should be taken care of. A club should provide a suitable home for its patrons. This home should be in a location that's healthy, it should be safe, and it should be convenient. Charles Hercules Ebbets.
My father used to talk about the building of Ebbets Field. He was 11 years old when they started building Ebbets Field, and he somehow remembered what the hopes were for that whole area of Brooklyn, because he lived right near there, that they would have their own stadium nearby. And he said he used to go by every day and watch another piece of it being put together. So when he first took me there, it was like showing me something that was part of his own history, not just a stadium somewhere else.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging where we can even get out of the break. It's going to be an easy ground out. That was Marcelo Mayer. He bangs a 6-3 putout, one away. Bryce Elder back out there for a sixth inning at 78 pitches. He's done well there. By the way, if you're wondering, Crochet is at 87 pitches. First pitch on the way, drifts inside for a ball. This one out. Does look like De Los Santos is warming up, so any sign of trouble, they'll go get Elder. 1-0. Swing lifts it into center field, down for a base hit, and it's a one-out single for the Red Sox. One on, one out. First pitch on the way, swing, that buzz a broken batter into right field. Acuna gets it. They're going to have runners on first and second, and one out. So a seeing eye broken batter gets Campbell aboard. That bat shattered at the barrel. Normally you see it break at the handle. That'll be it for Elder. 81 pitches, but they want to see if De Los Santos can get him out of it. We'll be back in a flash to bring on Enyel De Los Santos when we return. On this date, 1920, Babe Ruth, acquired from the Red Sox in the offseason, bats cleanup in the New York Yankees lineup and wins, giving up 4 runs when he tosses 4 innings as the starter in the team's 14-7 victory over the Washington Senators at the Polo Grounds. During his 15 seasons with New York, the Sultan of SWAT will take the mound just 5 times, including a complete game victory in 1933. He will compile a 94-46 win-loss record and a 2.28 ERA in 163 mound appearances. On this date, 1923, the New York Giants pound the Philadelphia Phillies 22-8 in Philadelphia's Baker Bowl. The Philadelphia contest marks the first time a team has scored in every inning of a game in the 20th century. And on this date in 1975, California right-hander Nolan Ryan 100th career victory is a memorable one when he no-hits the Baltimore Orioles at Anaheim Stadium 1-0. The Angels fireballer ties Sandy Koufax's big league mark, notching his 4th career no-hitter at the time, when he fans Bobby Grinch looking for his 9th strikeout of the game. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We've got trouble brewing here in the top of the 6th. Enyel De Santos will try to take over for Bryce Elder, who, after giving up those 3 in the first inning, really pitched well. Just at 81 pitches, but I guess they just felt like they've seen enough. They'll get De Los Santos to come in with a fresh arm, see if he can get him out of the jam. The right-hander comes in and fires a pitch high and inside to Connor Wong, who's 0 for 2. It's 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. Struck out with the fielder's choice earlier. Wong batting 151 on the season. 1-0. Down and away. 2-0. I think I would have liked to have seen Elder get a chance to face Wong at least. I mean, he's a ground ball pitcher. Wong's a ground ball hitter. And a catcher at that. 2-0. Right there, slider. Hanging slider, 2-1. If he didn't get Wong, then I would understand going and getting him. But at 81 pitches, kind of would have liked to have seen if Elder could have gotten out of that jam, maybe with the double play. 2-1 count. Swing, pops it up into shallow, very shallow right field. So shallow that Ozzie Albies will make the catch. 2 down. I guess my other point on it would be, if you waited to see him face Wong and Rafaela, you've got 3 lefties due up. Actually, 4 lefties due up. And then you could go to the pen to either Bummer or Lee, depending. But maybe he'll get out of this jam, and then we turn it over to the lefties. Rafaela, the batter, first pitch swinging. Rifles a pitch straight back, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Runners on first and second, 2 out, so they'll be running at the crack of the bat. Pitch on the way from De Los Santos. Swing, fouls it back. 0-2, 96 up in the corner. (0-2) count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider, got him. Chase it off the edge. Great outing by De Los Santos. That'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Ozzie, Smurfy, and Eli coming to the dish.
I just want to let you know that I don't like you spending too much time with people who have nice, normal wives. Okay? I don't need you getting any ideas. Do you understand?
And Pascual Perez just threw a baseball into the Cubs dugout, and another one came flying right back out. And there's another one, and it's hit one of the umpires out of the mound. Now Don Zimmer's coming up, and he'll argue that Perez started it. He threw a ball into the dugout, and he did. Harry Wendelstedt and Zimmer. You see Zimmer's hot. Pascual was being tended to on the mound. It appeared that his right hand, his pitching hand, may have been hit by that line drive. So now Ron McLean is out talking to him. The huddle is around him. Somebody must have said something from the Cub dugout, and Pascual just lobbed a baseball into the dugout, and in short order it came flying right back out. And when the ball came out, it hit home plate umpire Bill Hahn. One of the Cubs is going to be fined for throwing the ball. Going to be fined because that guy's pitcher threw the ball in our dugout. A little bit of a smile on Pascual's face, as if he's gotten away with something here.
Armchair. Gas prices are so high that I just saw Dolly Parton carpooling with Jolene.
Ebbets spent $750,000 to build his park, with its marble rotunda and chandeliers made in the form of bats and balls. So much that he had to sell half his interest in the team to pay his debts. Ebbets Field opened to the public on April 5th, 1913, with an exhibition game against the Highlanders, who officially changed their name that spring to the New York Yankees. Brooklyn won 3-2. An inside-the-park home run by a young former dental student named Casey Stengel made the difference. Over the next 45 summers, Ebbets Field would witness some of the worst baseball ever played, and some of the very best.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is foul back out of play. It's 0-1. We're going to clean this screen up. Looks like they haven't taken any of the previous pitches off the screen in a while. The 0-1's foul back. It's 0-2. Crochet, 90 pitches, most likely his last inning. You got Ozzie, Smurf, and Eli due up. The 0-2. Swing, chops, and foul. Back behind home plate, we'll do it again. Ozzie Albies, 1 for 2 on the day with a single. He also stole a base. Braves trail at 3-1. Greg Whitehurst is warming up in the bullpen, the right-hander. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the four-seam fastball up top, 1 away. 1 down. Sean Murphy will be your batter. Coming into today, he was 2 for 3 with a home run against Garrett Crochet. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. First pitch, fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Whatever Smurf was doing the last time we saw Crochet, he's not doing it this time. Man alive. Might want to change his glasses. The 0-2 count. Crochet turns and flips it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 strikeouts on the day for Sean Murphy. 2 down. Clean this screen up real quick, see if we can get it back up. Looks like it's quite a bit behind on y'all. First pitch on the way to Eli White is in the dirt, 1-0. Cutter missing. 1-0. Key here is get Crochet out of the game and see what you can do with that Boston bullpen. He's had its struggles this year. The 1-0. Swing, chops, and foul, 1-1. He's creeping up on 100 pitches. He is at 97 right now. One count. Outside wide, 2-1. I could see, just knowing the way that Alex Cora manages, I could see them bringing Crochet back out to start the 7th against Michael if Eli doesn't get on as the 2-1 outside wide, 3-1. And then go with the right-hander. 3-1 count. Eli trying to push that envelope. So that's not an option. The pitch on the way, swung, pops it up. Can of corn, very shallow right field. Brayu makes the catch, and the Braves were lifeless in that one. But they've put some pitches on Crochet, and maybe we get him out of the game. That might have done it. He's up there around 100. We'll be back in a flash.
Evening, sir. Where are you heading this late at night?
I was on my way to a lecture about alcohol and its effects on the human body and smoking and staying out late at night.
Who gives a lecture about that this late at night?
My wife.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country today just before first pitch. Stick around for the post-game show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
So, Dad, I think she's the one. I'm gonna marry her.
Tell me you're sorry.
Wait, what? What?
Tell me you're sorry.
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm not saying sorry.
Hey, until you can say you're sorry for no reason at all, you're not ready.
Why is baseball, you ask? Because it is like charity. It never faileth. It is always there, except on wet grounds. And to the man who is too old to keep up with the attempt to civilize football, and too young to need so soothing a sedative as golf, who works hard when he works, who wants to rest hard when he rests, who wants a drama that is as full of surprises for the actors as it is for the audience, who wants a race that cannot be fixed like a horse race, who is so genuine and American that he wants something to kick about without meaning it, and something to yell about that everyone around him will think more of him for yelling about. To that man, baseball is the one great lifesaver in the good old summertime.
Aaron Bummer will start us off. He's set to face Duran, and the rest of the lefties due up. First pitch on the way is high and inside. It's 1-0. Duran, Devers, and Abreu are due up. Though yesterday they ended up pinch hitting Abreu for Rev Snyder, so that may happen again. 1-0 right there for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing lifted into center field. Standing right there, not having to move a muscle, is Michael Harris. Sticks up his glove. One away. Colorado trails New York 4-3. Evidently, Orlando Arcia hit a home run. Of course he did. First pitch on the way is down and away. It's 1-0. That game's in New York, so he didn't have the benefit of the Colorado Stadium. The 1-0 right there on the outer edge. 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. 93-mile-an-hour fastball about letter high to Devers, 1-2. The 1-2. Bummer flips it up there. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball on the outer edge. 2 away. I don't think we ever put a cap on Elder. He went 5 1/3, 3 earned, 3 walks, but 4 strikeouts, scattering 6 hits. All in all, a solid effort. Your starting pitcher goes over 5 innings and gives up 3 earned. You're right there. It's up to the offense to do some things. First pitch to Abreu missed, 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 is smack foul, 1-1. So they did leave him in the game. I think maybe if they would have had someone on or someone in scoring position, you might have seen the pinch hit. 1-1 down and away. 2-1. 2-1 count. The way you would probably play this forward is the 2-1 from Bummer. Fastball up top, 92, 2-2. They have the most of their lefties up at the top of the order, so you get Bummer through this part of the order, then you switch to a right-hander like PJ. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. You could spell the 9th with Lee after that. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country. It's about that time.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All one, a two, a three. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the find me something up crack the jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root. You sound better tonight!
We are back for the bottom of the 7th inning. Braves trail this one 3-1. Go ahead and hit that out-of-town scoreboard as we wait for them to get back to play. Rangers lead the Cardinals 3-1 in the 8th inning. 6th inning, end of the 6th, I should say. White Sox trail the Orioles 3-1. Angels trail the Guardians 4-0 in the 6th. A's over the Jays 3-0 in the 5th. Rockies and Mets, Colorado's hanging in there. It's 4-3. They're in the 7th. Michael Harris second will lead us off. First pitch on the way from Garrett Crochet is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball down and away. It's 0-1. That one was well below the zone, but Randazzo gave him the call. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. So Eli not being able to get cleared in the bottom of that inning is going to force Michael to face Crochet. He's done 102 pitches. You would think they're probably going to go to the right-hander Weiser after this. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. No chance in you-know-what of making contact with that ball. That pitch was 8 inches out of the zone. See what they decide to do It is Nick Allen due up, and he's walked twice. Looks like they're going to let him go. So, here we go. Allen, see if he can walk again. First pitch on the way, swing. Fouls it away. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rifles that one foul 0-2, so this time he's just coming right at him. I don't know why he was nibbling against Allen the first 2 times up, but it resulted in 2 walks. He's coming right at him on this one. The 0-2, swing, fist it back, foul, do it again. Allen was 1 for 2, but it's not like he's a home run threat. 0-2 count. Cunha stands on deck. 107th pitch on the way. Outside wide. They're calling that a strike. That's a ridiculous call by Randazzo. He's had a ridiculous career to away. Bad call by Randazzo off the edge. 2 to 3 inches off the plate. Nothing from the dugout. They are going to let him face Acuna. I'm a little surprised by this. 4th time through the order. Or 3rd time, excuse me. Now this is for Acuna. He's 0 for 3. First pitch on the way, misses. Followed up by the 1-0 off the plate, 1-1. 1-1 count. Inside almost gets him. 2-1. Crochet at 110 pitches. Well, you know the Boston media will be killing Core for this if he gets injured after this. The 2-1 misses, 3-1. Can you imagine? Boston newspapers, they're much different than the Atlanta ones. He's out there throwing 110 pitches and he goes out and pulls something. The 3-1 pitch, swing, fouls it down the line, out of play, 3-2. Full count to Acuna. Standing on deck is Riley. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Man, masterclass by Crochet today. He goes 7, gives up 1. That should be done for him. When we come back, the middle of the order due up for the Red Sox. We go to the 8th inning, trailing by only 2.
Today we are discussing crazy stats from Jamie Moyer's career. Over his career, he had 33 complete games and 10 shutouts. He is the last pitcher to log a shutout in 4 different decades. His last shutout was with the Phillies on May 7, 2010. With that shutout, he became the oldest pitcher to record a complete game shutout, a record that still stands. One not-so-great record that he holds is most home runs allowed in Major League history. Over his 25-year career, he allowed 522 home runs. When he had retired in 2012, he had faced 8.9% of Major League Baseball hitters ever. By the time he retired, about 19,000 different hitters had played in the majors, and he had faced roughly 1,700 of them. He pitched in 50 different ballparks. He was selected to his first and only All-Star game in 2003 at the age of 40. He never threw much harder than 82 or 83 miles per hour, according to Fangraphs. His changeups were clocked in the mid-60s during his career. One player described his changeup as throwing feathers. You don't think the ball can stay in the air that long. When he made his debut, the Major League minimum was $60,000. Alex Rodriguez made more than that every time he stepped up to the plate from 2001 to the end of his career.
Baseball suits the character of this democratic nation. Democracy is government by persuasion. That means it requires patience. That means it involves a lot of compromise. Democracy is the slow politics of the half-loaf. Baseball is the game of the long season, where small, incremental differences decide who wins and who loses particular games, series, seasons. In baseball, you know going to the ballpark that the chances are you may win, but you also may lose. There's no certainty, no given. You know when a season starts that the best team is going to get beaten a third of the time. The worst team's going to win a third of the time. The argument, over 162 games, that middle third. So it's a game that you can't like if winning's everything. And democracy is that way, too.
First pitch on the way from Aaron Bummer. is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Abraham Toro, 1 for 3 on the day. Now batting from the right side, the switch hitter. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Outside wide, 2-1. Two-1 from Aaron Bummer, his 16th pitch. Swing, fouls it away. Left-handed bat of Mayer is standing on deck, and then Trevor Story. This is probably what they're trying to do, is get through Mayer and then go to the right-hander to face Trevor Story. The 2-2, swing, lifts it into right field, and that's going to get dumped in for a single. That was one of the weakest hit singles you'll ever see in your life, just off the edge of the bat. And it dumps in fair territory for a leadoff knock. One on, nobody out. First pitch on the way, curveball down and away. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup, runner at first. The 1-0. Right there at the knees, 1-1 curveball. Aaron Bummer, a ground ball pitcher, so he's looking for that double play. Infield is back into the right. The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. We'll pull the screen back so you can see if a double play does occur. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. 1 away. That will bring Trevor Story to the plate with Campbell on deck, along with the right-handers. Other right-handers are here at the bottom of the order. You'd think that may be it for Bummer. But no, they're going to go ahead and leave him in, so we'll see what happens here. Lefty-righty matchup, first pitch, 91, right there on the outer set. It's 0-1. There's always that thing, too, that we're not privy to. Certain guys that are untouchable in the bullpen on any given day that they've decided they're not going to use. The 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. And Bummer hasn't pitched in a few days, plus with the day off tomorrow, they may feel like they want to see him go this whole inning and then go. If he can get through the next 2 batters unscathed, you would probably go to a right-hander, but have Dylan Lee ready to face the lefties all at the top of the order. The 0-2, down and in, 1-2. One advantage you do get if Bummer gets Story here and then you go to the next pitcher is that he doesn't have to face 3 batters. So as soon as you're ready to pull him in the next inning, you could go to Dylan Lee. The 1-2. God looking, strike 3, right there on the inner track. 2 away. My point being, Campbell coming to the plate, if Bummer gets him right here, Wong and Rafaela start off the 9th, and then it's nothing but lefties. But you would have to wait until you pass the left-handed Duran before you could change pitchers. First pitch to Campbell is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. That's the best laid plans of mice and men, right? Just trying to get the outs here. The 0-1, swung on, chopped foul. It's 0-2. Campbell didn't like that call, and it was a little bit low. Randazzo does this every time. He starts expanding the zone as the game goes on. I wonder if he's diabetic or something, starts saying, you know what, I need something to eat. I'm ready to end this game. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Texas has taken a 5-1 lead over St. Louis in the 8th. Appears that the Georgia Bulldogs are on top of Oklahoma State 9-7 in their ball game. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3, and Aaron Bummer did a masterful job. Every time you think about cursing Aaron Bummer, remember outings like this, because the kid has pitched pretty well all in all since he's come to Braves country. We'll be back in a flash.
I decided I'm not working on my anger issues. Y'all need to stop testing me.
I could really use all of the thoughts and prayers and good vibes you could muster, because I'm about to go into a Trader Joe's on a Sunday, so I'm gonna need the power of God behind me.
All right, just wash your hands before you use it. I don't get your germs.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Washing your hands is healthy? I did it because it felt good. I have so much to learn.
On June 11th, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer threw a no-hitter against the Boston Bees. Just 4 days later, Vandermeer threw a second no-hitter, this time against the Dodgers. To this day, Vandermeer is still the only player in baseball history to throw 2 straight no-hitters.
I had a one-night stand last night, and he says to me, "Oh my God, that was amazing. You want to play a game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Have you ever heard of the airplane game?" And I'm like, "Sounds kinky, but no. How do you play that?" And he's like, "You take the off."
After Cleveland's great pitcher Addie Joss died, his fellow ball players staged a benefit game to aid his widow. All the great stars came. Walter Johnson, Smokey Joe Wood, Napoleon Lajoie, and Ty Cobb. The game was a great success. They managed to raise $12,931, but it only increased the players' anxieties. With no pensions of their own, or job security, or grievance procedure with the owners, they felt powerless. They now formed a players' fraternity. It had 2 goals: to rid baseball of the hated reserve clause, and to gain a larger share of the profits for the men who made those profits possible. At first, they got nowhere. The owners simply ignored them.
Welcome back. Weissert is in the game to face Riley, who takes the first pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Riley, Ozuna, and Matt Olson do up. The 1-0. Swing, lift it into center field. High towering fly ball, but it'll be an easy out for Rafaela just before the warning track went away. Marcell Ozuna, who scored the game's only run on a solo shot his first time up, comes to the plate. Braves had a few opportunities, just could not get runners in scoring position once again. Still a little ways to go here. A chance to win this one late. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is 94 at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and away. 1-1. One count. Way outside wide, 2-1. Welcome back in, TVPB. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Weissert has a very strange delivery from the right side. He turns his feet almost right at the third base. Actually a little bit behind it to create a strange angle coming from that side of the plate. The 2-2 to Ozuna. Swing. Just gets a piece of it. Slaps it back foul. The 2-2. Weiser tries to get a chase a sweeper down and away. Full count. Standing on deck is Olsen. Ozuna can get on. They may pinch run for him. Payoff pitch to the Big Zoo. Outside wide ball. Oh my God. They called that a strike. 3 inches off the plate, y'all. For those of y'all who can't see. Well, 2, but it looks like 3 inches off the plate. It's not even close. And once again, from the dugout. They never stand up for their batters, and you wonder why we get such lethargic attempts at the plate from some of these guys. They just want someone who has their back. First pitch to Olsen is well outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in 2-0. And you always get the putzes on social media that'll tell you, well, but that's not going to change the outcome. But it changes the mindset. It changes the energy to see your manager actually stand up for you. 2-0 count to Olsen. Swing, hits it hard on the ground right at second base. 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the ninth we go. Braves trail by 2.
Today I'm going to show you how to tie a tie with the help of my gay nephew, Peter Piscitello.
Gay? I'm not gay.
What are you talking about? Of course you are.
No, I'm not. Why would you think I was gay?
You ever hear yourself talk, Peter? You're gay.
What are you talking about? This is how I talk.
Peter, you got nothing to be ashamed about. The whole family supports you.
Excuse me, the whole family?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier. But Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick. 2021 Cardinals, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, and Tommy Edman all won a Gold Glove award. This made the 2021 Cardinals the first team in history to win 5 Gold Glove awards.
So Deshaun Watson blocked me on Twitter. Guess I must have rubbed him the wrong way.
In 1914, a band of rich businessmen, hoping to get in on the baseball action, formed their own league, the Federal League. They began offering big money to big stars, willing to sign up with their teams. They even gave the players the right to become free agents. 81 players were lured to the new league, including Three Finger Brown, Joe Tinker, and Chief Bender. Old ballparks were renovated and new ones built, including one on Chicago's north side that would one day be called Wrigley Field. But the upstart league was a direct challenge to Ban Johnson, who resented the interlopers just as National League owners had resented him when he launched the American League in 1901. Johnson denounced the competition as pirates and threatened to blacklist any players who jumped to the new league. But to stem the flood of deserting players, he and his owners also raised the salaries of remaining stars and pledged to do better even by average players in the future.
Welcome back. Eyeglasses is in the game. First pitch is popped up behind home plate. That ball will be easily caught by Sean Murphy, one away. Braves using their closer here in the top of the ninth, knowing that unless this goes to extra innings, they won't have a chance to use him later on. And Iglesias has not gotten much action in lately. First pitch on the way is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Sinker at the knees, 0-1 to Rafaela. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back, 0-2. If we were to get this into extra innings, they could go to Iglesias for a second inning, assuming this one's quick. But they may just decide to go to Scott Blewett. If they go in order, here is the 0-2. Swing, chops it foul, we'll do it again. They go in order here with all the lefties that would be due up in a 10th inning. They may bring in Dylan Lee. But Scott Blewett has been very good in extra innings for the Braves. The 0-2 count. You go around 89 miles an hour in the dirt. Did not. 1-2. Braves trail 3-1, top of 9, the 1-2 pitch. 95 caught looking on the outer edge. That pitch was off the plate. 2 down. It's just amazing that the same umpire can have 2 different zones between the first and the 6th inning and the 7th through the 9th. Aroldis Chapman, the closer, is warming up for the Red Sox. Tough left-hander. First pitch on the way to the top of the order. Duran we go. It's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there on the outer edge. Change up. 1-1. On deck is Devers, and that's where Iglesias wants to keep him. Keep the Braves within striking distance. The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. 1-2 count. Two down. The 1-2. Swing, fouls it back. Chased that one a bit off the plate, but probably felt he had to with the strike zone. Braves are going to have to keep that in mind when they come to the plate in the 9th. It'll be Ozzie Albies, Smurf, and Eli. With the left-hander coming in, I don't think that'll change. The 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. 2-2 count. You do wonder if the game is on the line, if they'll let Michael hit. Lefty, lefty. The 2-2. Swing. Fouls it back. We'll do it again. If it weren't for the left-handed, and he's a difficult left-hander for lefties to hit, you would say automatic you'll see Drake Baldwin if Nick comes to the plate, but it doesn't appear to be that cut and dry. It's Chapman, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So if nothing else, we got a good outing by Iglesias. We'll head to the 9th, see if we can tie this puppy off, up, or maybe even walk it off.
I'm currently in my era. Because when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm like...
You're not out there. You can't be, because I am out there. And if I see you out there, there's not enough voltage in this world to electroshock me back into coherence.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Could somebody explain to me how NASA can get data from 4 billion miles away, but I keep losing my Wi-Fi signal in the kitchen?
The Federal League owners fought back, charging that the major leagues constituted a monopoly, and they sued organized baseball in federal court in Chicago in 1915. The presiding judge was said to be death on trusts, but he was also a baseball fan. He refused to rule quickly, and the months dragged on. Finally, Federal League owners, increasingly strapped for cash after 2 shaky seasons, gave up. The new league collapsed. So did Ban Johnson's promises of better pay. Chris Speaker's salary was cut in half. The players were as powerless as they had been before, and still the federal judge had not ruled.
Do you realize that a decision in this case may tear down the very foundations of this game? Any blows at the thing called baseball would be regarded by this court as a blow to a national institution. Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
3 runs, 7 hits for the Red Sox. 1 run, 5 hits for the Braves. We head to the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 2. First pitch on the way from Chapman is a 4-seam fastball. Strike at the knees, it's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, hits it on the ground. Hard on the ground. Diving attempt by Story. He jumps up and fires the ball to first. He gets Ozzie by about a step. And I thought Ozzie might have a chance of beating that out. That was a good play by Story, 1 away. Ozzie got a good jump out of the box. That was just a great play by Story. Still has a cannon for an arm. Sean Murphy, the batter. First pitch swinging, hammers it down the third base line, but foul. It's 0-1. Sean Murphy. Terrible day at the plate so far. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The 0-1, high and out of the zone, 1. This will end the season series with the Red Sox. 1-1. Swing, pops it back foul. Slider, 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves right now have won 3 of 5. This would tie up the series with the Red Sox. Not that that has any bearing on the playoffs. The 1-2 fouls it back. We'll do it again. Sinker 100 miles an hour. Not much of a sinker. That's a good old-fashioned fastball right there. It's just what he likes to call the pitch, but it doesn't really sink. Nothing sinks at 100 miles an hour. The 1-2. Swing. That ball is belted down the left field line. Is it going to be fair? Into the corner. Duran trying to make the catch. Slams into the wall. I don't believe he caught it. Double check. No, he didn't. The ball hit the ground foul about 2 feet, maybe a 1.5 feet left of the line. Duran slammed into the wall, but he appears to be okay. Cora is now halfway out talking to... He's going to go out there and talk to Chapman. This is a manager managing. I think he's out there. Well, look at that last pitch. He had a grimace on his face, but I think that was just because he hung a pitch. Maybe Cora thought it was because he was grimacing like he pulled something, but I think it was just because he hung the pitch and he thought that ball was going to be gone. Ball missed the wall by about 1 foot or 2, but it was foul by about 1 foot or 2. Ironically, if it's fair, Duran probably gets over there and probably makes the catch. 1-2 count. Chapman back to work. Pitch on the way. 99 below the knees, 2-2. The 2-2. Chapman down below the knees, full count. Went to the same spot, trying to get him chased down low. Standing on deck is White. If Murph gets on, they would pinch run for him. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. One on, one out. Tying run will come to home plate. See who they decide to pinch run with him. Could be Luke Williams. It will be Luke Williams. Cool Hand Luke goes to first, tagging up with Sean Murphy. So we got Speed at first. We got Eli at the plate. Can't imagine they're going to put anything on because Eli, but you never know. But with Chapman's velocity, if you put something on, you better make sure Eli shortens up that grip. Make sure he puts the bat on the ball. First pitch on the way. Swing, fouls it away. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. On the bench, you still have Azakar. Really isn't much of a batter. Verdugo, who you would not put on to face Chapman. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And then Drake Baldwin, who they may still take their chances with him, depending on the situation. With Michael standing on deck, you're kind of in a tough spot of being able to try to find a right-handed bat. The 0-2. Swing, pops it up into right field. Lazy fly ball into the glove of Abreu. 2 down. So the Braves are down to their last out. It'll be Michael Harris, unless they decide to pinch hit here, but it does appear he will get his shot. And you've seen stranger things happen, though. It's a tough left-hander, and he doesn't hit lefties well, and Chapman is tough against left-handers. It just takes one groove to tie this sucker up. Lefty. Here we go. The first pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. It's 0-1. Michael Harris, after going 3 for 4 yesterday, is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on. Chops it over towards first. Just foul. Now the Braves are down to their last strike. He was well on top of that one. I don't know how you get on top of that pitch. It was 97 up around his eyeballs, and somehow he chopped it over. So Braves down to their final strike. Bottom of the 9th. Chapman, the 16th pitch of the inning. They set up way outside wide. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Harris never had a chance in that at bat. Braves lose a tough one. They lose the series. They tie the season series with the Red Sox 3-3, but the series here at home they lose 2 out of 3. And back to the drawing board on Tuesday. The offense sputtered once again, though today I'll set that aside. That's a tough left-hander you're going up against. Garrett Crochet is one of the best in the game, and it wouldn't shock me if he wins the Cy Young in the American League this year. Nonetheless, they had their opportunities. They had runners in scoring position and couldn't get the little things done. You think about back when we had runners on the corners and nobody out, you got to get at least the guy at third home. That's the name of the game. And the Braves continue to struggle with runners in scoring position. It's their approach. And if it's their approach, it's got to be coming from the management. Y'all have a good rest of your Sunday. We'll see you Tuesday. Braves Country Today will come your way noon on Tuesday, and then we'll have pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, A pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.